Yard on the return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Bears get a bit closer. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for two. They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the 31, Wentz. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Mo Alley-Cox.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Now Wentz. The pass underneath. Here's Hines with it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
The throw over the middle, taken in, and all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on 1st down. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wentz toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Well, baseball folks, Charles, they like to talk. About the 3 true outcomes, a strikeout, a walk, or a home run. But for this quarterback, it's been the 2 true outcomes here. He's got 4 touchdown passes, but now a 3rd interception.
And it pains you to think that you have to try and tell him to rein it in. But at the same time, you can't just chuck it up there and hope for the best. And old school football coaches will tell you there's 3 true outcomes throwing the ball, and 2 of them are bad.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
I like the design of that play, or shall I say the way it ended up. Quarterback ends up to the right side. You know, it gets outside of the pocket. How about the tight end staying in his sight line and getting to that same part of the field, and they find each other for the completion.
Off play action, Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. And here he's got Grant. Touchdown Bears. Jakeem Grant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears turn that interception into a touchdown. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. Throwing again is Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. It's a foot race. The 40. The 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
Touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Little flip of fortune. They had a chance to possibly pin him deep, but out of bounds, and now they'll start at the 40. Play action. Now Wentz. This to Hines on the drop-off. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Here's Wentz to throw. Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, In high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
Out to his left. He's got it. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before, getting his feet.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. Now Fields. Flush to his right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Check 26, 87.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 17.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. It got his man complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big connection on that one. 33 yards. 1st down. Here's the run with Montgomery. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings him 2nd and 9 at the 49-yard line.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he's got this down to the 35. 46 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Draw play. Fields gives to Montgomery. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in a 2-point ball game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and goal with this game still hanging in the balance. They'll run with Montgomery. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Whistles now in a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. 2nd and goal from the 1. Here's Fields on the sneak. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Justin Fields keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Bears have taken the lead. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
A little salt, a little pepper, goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments, and I can't believe I just brought that up. Because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like he still harbors some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
Here's Rodgers to return. Pass midfield, look out. Isaiah Rodgers. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Colts. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
They do tack on the extra point as well, and that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're playing well on this side of the ball. They're playing well on the other side of the ball. It's been a nice, methodical comeback for them, hasn't it?
Love the word. And a lot of times you get teams that start to panic a little bit when things haven't gone well. So the use of methodical by you, that just tells you they hung in there. And, hey, if we play better on one side of the ball, if we play better on the other side of the ball, put it all together, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, they're chipping away. Back to throw. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. The way he's thrown the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 95 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 33. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. A shotgun snap. Fields flushed out right. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you get...
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 15. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Chicago, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll get another road date next week when they take on Washington. Meanwhile, for the Colts, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll look to regroup next week as